Head into the centre circle to Kone. Kone finds Schaffelberg, and Schaffelberg finds Davis, who's over the halfway line once more. Back to Johnston, to the right of the centre circle, and they've worked it nicely. Here's Laria, can he pull it back? I think it's gone out. It had gone out before he could pull it back. Again, they found space down that right hand side, in behind Tagliafico. This is pretty adventurous from Canada. They haven't come to put 11 men behind the ball in this semi-final. I think Jesse Marsh has decided that if they're going to go down to the World Champions, they're going to go down having tried to give them a game, which will make it a better game for the neutral. Well, Lisandro Martinez has it at the back, swings it to the right-hand side, and Montiel, he finds DePaul. Here's Romero, 15 yards forward of his 18-yard area. He's signalling to a few people to move forward, but then just plays it left to Martinez. And Martinez finds his goalkeeper in the D. Romero once more. And Martinez once more. Ventures towards the halfway line, hits a long ball from left to right, but Davis has tidied that one up nicely. Here's Eustachio with a long ball straight onto the chest of Martinez, who finds Romero. Romero to Montiel. Now out to that far side for Argentina on the halfway line. Back to Romero once more. And he finds Martinez. Martinez exchanging passes with Romero. And they now have it in the centre circle with Enzo Fernandez, who plays it left. Tagliafico tried to run onto it. He was initially stopped, but he's managed to recycle it. And here is DePaul. DePaul chipping into the penalty area. It's come to the far side. Will Johnston clear? Tagliafico slid in. But the ball's out for a goal kick. I don't think they quite kept that in play, Argentina, on the far side. I think the Canadian defender liked that challenge very much from Tagliafico. As we get an aerial shot of the MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. It really is a massive bowl. Absolutely huge. And looks spectacular from the air. Here's Crepo finding Cornelius. And Bombito in his own 18-yard area. Johnston chips it forward towards the halfway line, headed further forward. Jonathan David, here's Laria. Laria over the halfway line, but Enzo Fernandez gets back to tidy up for Argentina, who haven't had it all their own way in this first 20 minutes. Just over 20 minutes played. Argentina 0, Canada 0. A fairly close shot from Lionel Messi at one end. A couple of off-target efforts from Canada at the other. Neither goalkeeper seriously exercised so far in this semi-final, which, to remind you, because of the rules of this competition, if it's level after 90 minutes, it will go straight to penalties. Only the final has extra time in this competition. Here's Lisandro Martinez up to the halfway line, and Tagliafico just in from this near touchline, the Argentinian left. Martinez once more. Romero. It's played up the right hand side this time, but too far. And Canada tidy up and get the ball back to Crepo, who clears right footed up towards the halfway line. Laria jumps. He thought he was pushed in the back by his marker, but again referee Mazza says nothing doing. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Tagliafico just over the halfway line. Finds Martinez in his own half to the left of the centre circle. He plays it to the right of that circle, and Romero. Now the ball dinks it forward. There could be a way through here. They're through this time, and Alvarez scores. Julian Alvarez has opened the scoring. It was a lovely ball forward. It found Alvarez in a central position around the D, and he fired it past Crepo, who got something on it but couldn't keep it out. And the world champions have struck first here in the MetLife Stadium. Julian Alvarez, the scorer. Argentina 1, Canada 0. It's a lovely piece of football. It's DePaul who plays the ball between the two centre-backs. Alvarez got onto it in the D, advanced to just to the right of the penalty spot and fired through the legs of Crepo, who couldn't stop it. Really good finish. Bombito tried to get back and couldn't. Alvarez steadied himself and put it through the legs of Crepo. So Argentina strike first, and Canada's task now is all the harder, despite their bright start to this game. Julian Alvarez, the scorer for Argentina. It's his 9th goal for his country on his 35th appearance. A lovely goal from the Manchester City man, and that's got the Argentinian flags waving. So Canada now trail. I said that they'd been very positive in this first 20 odd minutes, and that they'd obviously decided they were going to go down on their sword rather than with everyone behind the ball. Will that knock their confidence, I wonder? Here's Kone out to Alphonso Davies. The skipper's got to rally his side now. Eustachio. And now Kone, the Canadian of Congolese descent, finds Bombito. Bombito to Johnston. Johnston does well to hold his man off. He's got Laria inside him. Just checks back. They've got it into the penalty area, but it's headed away by Argentina. Only to Bombito though, and here's Johnston again. Johnston was claiming he was fouled, and the referee agrees with him. He's given a free kick to Canada for that foul. So here's a chance from a set piece for the Canadians to strike back immediately. This free kick is probably 10 yards outside the box, and just to the right of the right hand side of the D as Canada play. They've got two men around the ball. Seems to be a little bit of a discussion between Davis and Eustachio. So it's either Eustachio's right foot or Davis's left. Davis has got his arm aloft, but it's Eustachio leaves it to Davis. He drifts it in, headed away, good header away by Romero as well, to the far side, where Johnston picks the ball up, plays it back to Laria, who's 35 yards from goal, plays it to Johnston again. Johnston drifts it in from the left, but straight into the hands of Emi Martinez. Jonathan David gets in front of him to stop him clearing it quickly so that Canada can regather their positions. Referee's whistle's gone. And, he's having a word with Rodrigo de Paul, who was complaining about something. We're seeing a rerun of the goal while that is going on. It was made by Rodrigo de Paul's pass. I think VAR were looking at a little bit of mischief off the ball, but they've obviously decided there was nothing too untoward in it. It involved Laria and Tagliafico. I think they've decided it was a storm in a teacup and something over nothing. Here's Emi Martinez, just forward of the D, rolling it to his right with his left foot. Argentinian fans now in good voice. Well, they've taken the lead, a few early scares, but all appears right with the world now, if you are the world champions. Martinez off to his right, where he finds Romero. Back to the goalkeeper again, who's in the D, venturing out of his goal. He sticks, he points as if he wants to plant the ball somewhere, but keeps it at his feet for the time being. Seeing more pictures of Argentinian fans full of song. There's Lisandro Martinez dinking it forward over the halfway line, looking for the runner, but doesn't find him. It's tidied up by Bombito. Bombito did well. Kone to Eustachio, and now Johnston just in from this near touchline, the Canadian right, and just short of the halfway line. Eustachio finds Cornelius. Cornelius to Kone, who's moved to the other side of the pitch now, the left, still short of halfway, to Bombito and Johnston. Bombito once more for Canada, finds Cornelius. Cornelius plays his club football in Malmo. His ball forward's just gone through to Martinez again. Cornelius, a Barbadian father and a Jamaican mother, but born in Ontario, so decided to play his football for Canada. Argentina have it with Romero 10 yards in front of his own 18-yard box, exchanges passes with Fernandez, waits to be approached by one of the Canadian forwards, Jonathan David, and then plays the ball to his goalkeeper, Martinez of Aston Villa, one of the heroes of the World Cup penalty shootout, of course, that Argentina prevailed in against France. Played to the far side, Montiel, back to Martinez once more. Martinez just plays it right-footed to Lisandro Martinez, and he finds Romero. Romero to DePaul, who's all over the pitch early in this game. Tried to burst forward there, DePaul, but they gave the ball away. Davis laid the ball forward, looking for the run of Jonathan David. Didn't find him, but Canada have recycled it. Here's Johnston just over the halfway line in the centre circle. Eustachio, and now Kone, Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg was prominent in the first 10 minutes of this game. We haven't seen much of him the last quarter of an hour or so. He won Canada a throw there, and the ball is back in the centre circle with Cornelius. There's Johnston, back to Cornelius once more. He's got Bombito alongside him, but uses Johnston, who's still short of the halfway line. Kone, back to Bombito. Here's Cornelius in his orange boots. Kone to Eustachio, just short of the centre circle, up to the halfway line, and Laria. Eustachio gets another touch. Kone's latched onto it. Johnston on the halfway line, midway between the centre circle and the right touchline. Oh, Laria didn't control that very well. He slid in to try and keep hold of the ball. Ball's played across to the left-hand side, but Argentina tidy that one up very nicely. Combination of Romero and Montiel sorting that one out. So here is Lisandro Martinez as we tick past the half-hour mark here at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Argentina 1, Canada 0 in this first semi-final of the Copa America. Martinez swings the ball into the centre circle. Canada into step with Eustachio. Oh, David's foot was a little high there on that ball forward. Player's gone to ground, and Jonathan David has been booked for that challenge. His foot was high. I'm not sure if it's Romero actually who got the boot. Oh dear. A boot in the inner thigh, I think we would say. Not quite in the cricket box area, but not that far away from it. Romero's still on the ground, the Tottenham man. With the new season not that far away, Tottenham fans will hope there's nothing too serious about this. Romero, 35th cap, scored 5 times for Spurs in 2023-4. the most he's managed in a single domestic season. We're seeing pictures of an Argentinian fan with a very long beard, which he's dyed blue and white in honour of his team. Well, Ramiro is still on the ground, and the Argentinian players are asking why the physios aren't out there to help him out, as we see a rerun of the Julian Alvarez goal, which separates the sides, that went through the legs of Crepo. Did actually hit Crepo's right leg, but he couldn't keep it out. So the Manchester City man's goal separates the two teams, but Tottenham man Ramiro is still on the ground. And so he appears to have got to his feet at last, somewhat gingerly. Well, they're leaving him to take the free kick. I'm not sure that's terribly wise. I think he could probably do with a breather for a moment. In fact, he's left it to Enzo Fernandez, who tried to sweep it out to the right hand side. It's been missed, and it's been lofted towards goal and just wide. Well, Di Maria was close there. The defender made a hash of the free kick forward from Enzo Fernandez. It was made a complete hash of by Alphonso Davies. And Di Maria hit it first time, trying to chip it over the goalkeeper towards the far corner. It was just a little high and a little wide, but not far. It could easily have been two, and that would have been major problems for Canada. At 1-0, they're still just about in the game. At 2-0, I think they would be in serious trouble. Well, here is Ramiro, who appears to have got over his studs in the thigh incident. Messi picks it up. Lovely little 1-2. Messi's on the way forward. He's played it out to the left-hand side. Here's Tagliafico, deflected and wide. But it's out for a corner. Well, that was the first real little spark from Lionel Messi. He shot wide early in the game, but that was a lovely little run forward. Little 1-2 with De Paul. Played it to the left of the area, and Tagliafico struck it well. And it deflected off the defender and wide. Good covering, actually. I think that was Laria who'd got back to put the challenge in. So a corner from the left for Argentina. 35 minutes played. They lead 1-0. And they're now pressing for a second. Messi to take the corner. An outswinger with his left foot, headed towards goal, but over the top. Not a particularly dangerous header, that one, from Lisandro Martinez. Scored in the quarter-final, of course, against Ecuador from a corner, but couldn't get that one on target. So it remains 1-0. Maxime Crepo to take the goal kick and takes it short to Bombito. Alistair Johnston just outside his own penalty area. Finds Bombito again. Square pass to Cornelius on the edge of his 18-yard box. He slips as he passes it. It was Schaffelberg who attempted to flick the pass on into the direction of Larin, but didn't find him. Another little pass between the lines. Found Messi, but his touch off to Alvarez didn't quite come off. Canada picked the ball up in the centre circle. Played it to their right. And Jonathan David. Back to Bombito, who's in the centre circle. Moving to his left. Plays it left to Cornelius. Cornelius out to the far touchline. Schaffelberg plays it on. Again looking for Larin, but again doesn't find him. That's a dangerous pass back by one of the Argentinian players. Martinez read the danger and swept it up to the halfway line. Kone's onto the ball for Canada. Finds Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg puts in an early ball from the left-hand side. Comes out as far as Kone. Will they work it to this right-hand side? They will. Here's Laria. He's forced to go back to Johnston, 35 yards from goal. And he passes it square to Kone. Kone back to Laria towards this near touchline. He's only 10 yards in from the touchline, but he's retreating. He has to come back inside the Canadian half to Moises Bombito, Eustachio, and now Kone gets the ball again, finds Alistair Johnston just in from the near touchline, the Canadian right. Ball played forward, but they've given it away somewhat loosely. It's Alvarez, the goal scorer, to Martinez, back to his goalkeeper, who clears short and left-footed to Montiel. And Argentina will build again from deep. Enzo Fernandez, his attempted pass is cut out though, and here's a chance for Canada. They've got it to the edge of the penalty area, but David couldn't take the ball in stride. Schaffelberg tried to help him, but couldn't latch onto it. Now another ball's lofted towards the Argentinian penalty area, headed away by Romero. Only breaks as far as Alphonso Davis though. Davis tries to take on DePaul, swept across by Schaffelberg. That's going to be too long. It's going to go out for a goal kick on this near side. That was a little better from Canada. Got in amongst Argentina again, as they were doing early in the game, but they couldn't manufacture a chance. Haven't really exercised Emi Martinez in the way that they might have liked so far in this game. Here's Enzo Fernandez. 59% possession for Argentina to 41 for Canada. It's about the same as it was in the group game on the first day of the competition. Pretty sure that was 60-40. Here's Martinez again, the Argentinian keeper, to Romero, who just walks the ball forward, just forward of his 18-yard box. He's found Messi. Messi's knocked it out to the right-hand side, and Di Maria back inside to Messi. Messi runs between two. He goes down, but the referee says no foul. Well, now the ball's hit the referee as Canada tried to clear it. So, well, the referee should have stopped play there, and he didn't. Well, he has stopped play. I'm not sure he made that terribly clear, but he had to stop play because the ball hit him that Canada had cleared, so he should now give the ball back to the Canadians. Messi in the meantime says, why wasn't that a foul? Well, he might have a case, that has to be said, but the referee wasn't particularly interested. Messi's still having a word in his ear, and referee Mazza still isn't interested. Referee Mazza was one of 10 Chilean referees to be sacked in 2022 in an initiative by the head of Chilean Football Referees Commission to Javier Castrilli to get younger referees in the game, and the referees union rioted about it, and Castrilli was sacked instead, and all the referees were reinstated. So making waves isn't always the right thing to do, apparently. There's Derek Cornelius to Bombito. Now Alistair Johnson. Back to Bombito. Swept from right to left by Eustachio, but it's not a particularly good ball. It's given possession back to the Argentinians. DePaul sweeps it out to Di Maria. And now Messi latches onto it just inside the Canadian half. Turns away from a challenge, sweeps it out left. Good ball to Tagliafico. But Tagliafico comes backwards, and Argentina are back in their own half. They've been fairly circumspect here, Argentina, in this first half. Schaffelberg intercepts a ball, and is then taken down from behind by Rodrigo DePaul. That'll be a free kick to Canada. 3.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Argentina 1, Canada 0. Canada have taken the free kick. Here's Johnston, just short of the halfway line, chipping it forward. But the runners didn't really read that, and it made it easy for Lisandro Martinez to sweep up the danger and find his goalkeeper. And Romero starts Argentina off again. Lots of pointing going on, but he just plays a square pass to Enzo Fernandez. He moves it further left to Lisandro Martinez. To the right again, and Fernandez, and to the right again, and Romero, who's inching towards the halfway line. Fernandez latches onto the ball once more. Played up the touchline by Argentina, the far touchline, their right. It's out for a throw. Throw to Argentina. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time because Romero had that injury when he was kicked in the thigh. That's a stray pass from Argentina. David flicks the ball onto Schaffelberg, but he's hustled off it by some strong work from the goal scorer, Julian Alvarez. And that enables Argentina to get on the ball again. Rodrigo de Paul inside to Christian Romero. Now out to the far touchline. Argentina bring it back towards the centre, courtesy of Messi. Messi plays it to his left to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez gives the ball away, but Canada don't protect the ball properly. It's a poor pass from Larin, and Larrea shows his discontent. Long ball forward from Argentina. That's a really good pass. Finds Di Maria back inside. Here's a chance for a shot, and it's wide. It's wide from Lionel Messi. I was expecting the net to bulge. He got himself just to the left of centre in the penalty area, and you'd have probably put your house on him to score from there, or you'd have lost your house, because Lionel Messi, who still hasn't scored in the tournament, has missed again. Well, he looks skywards. He's irritated. The lady in the crowd's got her hands cupped sort of over her nose, as if she's in total astonishment. Well, madam, you're not alone. There's a free kick to Argentina. The flag had gone up for offside against Kyle Larin. So a free kick to Argentina midway inside their half. Lisandro Martinez just settles for sending the ball to his goalkeeper. Here's Romero walking it forward once more. Montiel further up the touchline. They've gone back to Romero. Rodrigo de Paul comes and gets the ball off Romero. Finds Martinez. Tagliafico. 2 minutes of time added on at the end of the half. Alistair Johnson tried to hassle Enzo Fernandez. Hassled him too strongly and gave away a free kick. Midway inside the half to Argentina, who will probably settle now for going in at half-time 1 to the good. Enzo Fernandez finds Rodrigo de Paul, who lofts another ball forward. That wasn't one of his better ones, but it's broken for Argentina. Here's Alvarez out to the right of the penalty area. If they can get a ball across here, there's trouble, because they've got plenty of men forward. Slightly misplaced pass. It still comes to the edge of the box, and it's chipped over the top. Messi again. Still can't get his range right. Throws his arms towards the floor in frustration. He tried a little chip, but it was never going to come up and down from there. And I think it was still rising when it went over the bar. Surely he will score in the Copa América eventually. In the meantime, here's Crepo to kick right-footed over the halfway line. Canada started well in the first 15 or 20 minutes of this game. Since the Argentinian goal, they've struggled somewhat. Here's Alistair Johnston. We've got 30 seconds left of the 2 minutes of added on time. So if they're going to do something, they've got to do something quickly. Maybe they're going to try a long throw into the box, because Bombito's gone forward. This will be the last act of the half, you feel. Here is Johnston, winging one in. And, they got round the back. And they got a shot in. It's out for a corner. Will there be time to take it? I think that was Jonathan David sneaking in on the byline. The throw cleared the two players that went to head it. David got in to the right of the 6-yard box, and his effort from very close range hit the chest of Martinez and went wide. Well, this will be the last act. This particular corner, a corner from the right for Canada to be taken by Schaffelberg. Can they strike right on the stroke of half-time? Well, Rodrigo de Paul went down in the penalty area, so referee had something to say about that. He's jostling with Johnston. Kone back to the taker, Schaffelberg. His attempted cross is charged down, and Canada have wasted that, and they've had to go all the way back to Crepo. Crepo knocks the ball forward, and that will be the half-time whistle. So they wasted that corner, really. Well, Argentina lead at half-time, courtesy of Julian Alvarez's goal midway through the half, set up by a beautiful pass from Rodrigo de Paul. Lionel Messi's had a couple of close ones since. Canada threatened early without really testing Emi Martinez, and Jonathan David hit a shot against his chest from close range with almost the last kick of the half. Jesse Marsh is very exercised about something at half time. He's marched onto the field, but it's Argentina who lead, so we're heading towards the expected result rather than the upset. Argentina 1, Canada 0. Join us for the second half. Rodrigo de Paul, who's been one of the stars of the opening half. Lionel Messi is still without a goal in the tournament. He's gone close 2 or 3 times. Jonathan David with an opportunity to equalise right on half-time for the Canadians. His shot from very close range, cannoning off the chest of Argentinian goalkeeper Emi Martinez. Of course, the winners of this game will play the winners of tomorrow night's tie semi-final between Uruguay and Colombia. You can hear that too here on Flash Score, as indeed you can hear the final at 1 a.m. British Standard Time on Monday. That's Sunday night in the United States. While the players are rejoining us for the second half, Lionel Scaloni, the Argentinian manager, was out early, having had a word with his players. He was a right back as a player, played in Spain, Italy, and a brief spell at West Ham. 7 caps for Argentina. He'll have been in charge of the national team for 8 years come November. This is his 76th game in charge, and he's only lost 6, which is an indication of the tasks that face Canada in this second half if they're to get back in the game. The 2 previous meetings between these two sides have ended 5-0 and 2-0 in favour of the Argentinians, and so therefore no Canadian has ever scored against Argentina, and somebody needs to stand up and be a hero if this game is going to go beyond the 90 minutes and into penalties. So do they have a hero in their midst? They're having a huddle before the start of this second half. Another indication of how tough this task is that Argentina have had 10 Copa America wins on the spin, and they've kept a clean sheet in 7 of those. Well, Alexis McAllister is going to get us underway in the second half, with Argentina now kicking from left to right. Alexis McAllister, now of Liverpool, of course, formerly of Brighton. He played a ball forward, and Argentina have won a free kick in the first 10 seconds of the half for a foul on Julian Alvarez, who's gone down clutching his left leg. He was trying to spin out of the challenge, and the defender who'd got in tight clipped him as he went past. I think that was Moises Bombito who put in the challenge. Bombito, his 11th cap today, a man from Colorado Rapids. Never scored for Canada. Rarely scored for Colorado Rapids. He scored his first goal for them on his 24th birthday back in March. So here's the free kick. It's probably 30 yards out, I would think. Drifted into the penalty area, headed away by, I think that's Kone. And now Canada try and come down the left-hand side, but Schaffelberg hasn't kept the ball in play, or he hasn't, according to the linesman. Jesse Marsh is exercised about that and said the whole ball hasn't crossed the line. He's gesticulating to the official, and he's been told to cut it out by a referee from Chile, Piero Mazza. He's not having any more of that. Jesse Marsh was exercised about something as they were going off at half-time as well. He's quite a hot-blooded character, as the American, as Leeds fans will testify. Anyway, the free kick's back with Emi Martinez, or the throw's back with Emi Martinez. No changes at half-time, it would seem. So Johnston finds his goalkeeper Crepo, who sweeps it with his right foot out to the left-hand side in Cornelius. Cornelius, a long ball forward. That's a bit of a forlorn chase. Swept up by Montiel. He gets it almost to the halfway line. Davis keeps it in play, but Canada give the ball away, only to win it back again on this near side. Schaffelberg feeding it down the line towards Kone. Argentina snap into the tackle. Alvarez tries to hold the ball up, but Canada relieve him of the ball. It's back with Cornelius deep in his own half. The Plays it to his goalkeeper, who was in the D. And now here's Bombito. Moises Bombito, of Congolese descent. Here's Kone. Kone, who's just signed for Marseille from Championship side, English Championship side Watford. Born in the Ivory Coast, but moved to Canada with his mother, aged 7. Canada playing the ball forward. Here is Alphonso Davies over the halfway line. He's got a man outside him, but he plays it to the right-hand side instead. Here's Laria, right edge of the box. Back to Johnston. He dinks it into the area. That's not a particularly good clearance. Oh, the ball from Eustachio didn't find Davies. And Argentina were able to nick the ball away. Eustachio should either have played a better pass or he should have had a crack. Well, we're seeing the incident where Schaffelberg was deemed not to have kept the ball in play on the near side. And Jesse Marsh is absolutely right. The whole ball didn't cross the line. But even so, you can't shout at a referee like that. He was quite lucky he wasn't booked. Here's Montiel with a throw for Argentina in their right back position. He threw it backwards to Christian Romero. Tagliafico gets the ball forward. McAllister gets a touch. That's a lovely little dummy. Rodrigo de Paul. He's got a man outside him. De Paul's carried on his run, pulls it back from the byline. Hits the defender, goes behind for a corner. Really industrious play by Rodrigo de Paul once more. Really has had a fine game. He's been with Atletico Madrid for the last 3 seasons. 5 years with Udinese prior to that. Claimed the assist for Di Maria's winner against Brazil in the 2021 Copa America final. But he hasn't scored himself for Argentina for nearly 3 years. Messi to take the corner on the right. So a left-footed in-swinger from this side. In it comes towards the near post. It's headed away and out for a throw. Not a particularly good corner from the maestro on that occasion. He gets the ball back from the throw. He can tease in another ball here. He played it short. Rodrigo de Paul pulls it back. Hooked away, but only to the edge of the area. Shot comes in. 2-0. 2-0 to Argentina. They've stuck the ball in the net. There are protests from the Canadians, and the VAR official is getting involved, so it will be looked at. Juan Lara, but de Paul pulled the ball back. Kone tried to clear it. It came to the edge of the area. Well, I think this one will be ruled out. I really do. Because the shot came in from Enzo Fernandez. There seemed to be a player standing in front of the goalkeeper to me. I don't know whether VAR is still looking at it or whether the goal's been given. Well, the goal appears to be still being checked. For me, there's definitely a player in the goalkeeper's eye line, but he's not offside. He's not in an offside position, so the goal will stand. I think it's Derek Cornelius who's coming out too slowly. So even though he was in the goalkeeper's eye line, he wasn't in an offside position, and this goal will stand. And Argentina now lead by 2-0. Well, the scoreboard still says 1, but it's just flipped round to 2. So Enzo Fernandez has added the second goal for his side. And what was a huge task is now a monumental one for Canada. They clear a ball over the halfway line, but Argentina sweep that one up with no great difficulty. I didn't see Cornelius the first time in fast motion, I have to say, and it looked as if a player was standing in Crepo's eye line, which he was, but of course he wasn't in an offside position, so the goal's always going to stand. Well, that goal was again made by Rodrigo de Paul, who can claim a second assist, or at least a large part in it. I suppose there was a half clearance to the edge of the area, so technically not an assist, but de Paul did a lot of the hard work. Really has had a marvellous game. Well, Scaloni must now, you would have thought, have half an eye on the final. Played back in defence by Argentina. Lisandro Martinez is in his own 18-yard box. He walks the ball out of there, plays it short to Alexis McAllister. There's a Canadian player on the ground, not far from the centre circle. It's Ismail Kone who's gone down. He looks to be in some trouble. Well, we're seeing the goal again. De Paul pulled it back. Kone could only clear it to the edge of the area. Well, in actual fact, the last touch has come off Lionel Messi. And I didn't spot that either in the first instance. So it's not Enzo Fernandez's goal. It is a goal for the maestro himself, Lionel Messi, which means he now has scored in this Copa America. And that's his 109th goal for Argentina. His 109th goal, little deft touch. It was he who was standing in front of the goalkeeper. But of course he wasn't in an offside position. We're about to have two changes for Canada. Ali Ahmed and Liam Miller are coming on. To join in the fray. One of those going off is Richie Laria. Not sure who else has left us. Schaffelberg has left us. So the two wide men of the three have gone off. And Ali Ahmed and Liam Miller have come on. Miller coming on for his 31st cap. He's at Preston on loan from Basel. Moved to England at the age of 13. His father played for Charlton. His father's now an electrician working on the TV programme Game of Thrones, apparently. As for Ali Ahmed, this is only his 6th cap. The man from Vancouver Whitecaps. Canadian born to Ethiopian parents. So they're the two substitutes. In the meantime, there's been a drop ball that's been dropped at the feet of Enzo Fernandez. Schaffelberg has slumped into his seat in the dugout. I don't know what the protest was about that. Enzo Fernandez wanted the ball dropped again, and it was. Argentina clear into the Canadian half. Out comes goalkeeper Crepo to gather that one as it was shepherded back to him. Bombito tries to get Canada going again, but it's a massive task now. 2 down with 34 minutes to play. Crepo sweeps it left to Derek Cornelius. Crepo once more. Bombito advances down the right hand side. Short pass forward, gets it back to his feet. Lays it square to Kone, who's running through the centre circle. Nobody really stopped him. He found Miller. Miller's knocked it further forward, and now it's come to the right of the penalty area, but a heavy touch. Really heavy touch from Jonathan David. That was a good move from Canada. They got the ball moving well. Substitute Miller was involved in that, but when it came to David on the right of the area, he took a very heavy touch as he tried to take the ball past his marker, Lisandro Martinez. And it went over the dead ball line for a goal kick. And that seems to have been Canada's problem in this game, that the last pass has always gone astray and they haven't really been able to test Martinez. Here come Argentina again. They've given it away over the halfway line, but their fans are in really good voice now. They have proper breathing space in this semi-final. They lead 2-0. Bombito plays it out to the far touchline. Inside now to Kyle Larin. We haven't seen enough of him. Bombito's now advanced over the halfway line on the right-hand side, 10 yards in from the touchline. Plays it up the right touchline. Here is Ali Ahmed. That's his first touch, I think. He's forced back to Bombito. And Bombito finds his goalkeeper, who's halfway inside his own half. Cornelius, square to Bombito. Out to the far touchline, the Canadian right, and Johnston, who was still short of the halfway line, has come back left to Cornelius. What can Canada do? Can they find a way in? Here's Miller. Miller, further up the left-hand touchline. He went for the return pass from Alphonso Davis, but Argentina got a foot in via Montiel and managed to clear, and they might now be able to launch an attack down the right themselves. De Paul plays it to Di Maria, who's brought to the ground. They're still going forward though. Julian Alvarez tried to latch onto it. The referee tried to play the advantage. When it didn't accrue, he's pulled it back, and he's penalised Canada and given Argentina a free kick. It was a foul on Messi, in fact. Messi was the man brought to ground. He was fouled by Kone. It's going to be it's Bombito that's being hauled to his feet, ready for this free kick. It's taken quickly, played out to the right of the penalty area. Got it back to Messi. Messi dinks it to a more central position and deeper to Enzo Fernandez. He finds Lisandro Martinez, who gives the ball away. Here's a chance for Canada. Good recovery challenge. Very good recovery challenge by Christian Romero. Didn't panic. Canada had a 2-on-1 then for a moment, but it didn't materialise. They managed to get the ball clear, so that chance went a begging, and it was a decent chance too. A very decent chance. Here are Argentina again. Rodrigo de Paul plays a little 1-2, tries to come up this right hand side. Has he kept the ball in play? Yes, he has. Ball played forward. Lovely take. They're in again here. Hit against the chest of Crepo by Alvarez. He was nearly in for a second goal. That was another glorious ball by de Paul. Not for the first time tonight, but here come Canada as the game gets stretched. Kone played it out to the right hand side of the penalty area. Kone gets it back. 30 yards out, tries a shot, sends it sailing over the bar. In the meantime, Alvarez signals to Rodrigo de Paul and says, sorry, I didn't make the most of that. That's a glorious pass, and it was beautifully taken in by Alvarez. It carried him away from his marker, who was Bombito. He got to the edge of the penalty area and fired it into the bread basket of Maxime Crepo, who cut down the angle slightly. But Alvarez will probably feel he should have made it 3, and that really would have finished it off. Argentina have come out a different beast in this second half. They've turned up the heat. Here is Kone for Canada, forward of the centre circle. They've lost the ball again though. I think that's McAllister that's been brought down on the far side. Referee doesn't see anything untoward and says to play on. Here's Larin in the penalty, sting Emi Martinez. And Jonathan David hit a shot against his chest from close range with almost the last kick of the half. Jesse Marsh is very exercised about something at half time. He's marched onto the field. Oh, Rodrigo de Paul runs it clear. He's brought down by Eustachio, who is booked. Romero comes racing in with Enzo Fernandez to suggest that the punishment should have been more than a yellow. I don't think VAR will upgrade this. He's just caught the heel of Rodrigo de Paul as he was bursting forward. That's another surging run from Rodrigo de Paul. He's been the best player on the pitch for me by a distance. Superb performance. by the Atletico Madrid man. Let me know if you agree with that. You can tweet me at Ellis_red on Twitter. That's ELLIS_red on Twitter, or X as it's now called. Rodrigo de Paul is furious. He's not wanting to accept the hand of a Canadian player who's trying to help him to his feet. He's not happy at all. Seems to be struggling with his left shin. In the meantime, we're going to have some more substitutions into the game. Looks like Nicolas Otamendi is going to come into the game in place of Nicolas Tagliafico. So Otamendi is on. So he, along with Angel Di Maria, played in the game 14 years ago. The Argentina won 5-0. Jonathan David, in the meantime, has come off to be replaced by Tane Oluwaseyi. Oluwaseyi coming on for his 5th cap, the Minnesota United player, born in Nigeria but lived in Canada since his teens, so he's now a naturalised Canadian. He was a late addition to the squad, and he only made his international debut last month. Well, he'd be quite some hero if he could dig them out of this situation. I can't see it happening, really. Here's Alphonso Davies coming up the left-hand side over the halfway line. Finds Kone, who runs through the centre circle in Argentinian territory. Bombito has ventured forward. He finds Johnston. Johnston sends it out to the far touchline, and Ali Ahmed, we've hardly seen him since he came on, which is an indication of the Argentinian superiority in this half. Here's Kone trying to find a little bit of space, flicks it out to the right. Ali Ahmed puts it into the box, but straight into the hands of Emi Martinez, who clears quickly. He was looking for Messi, who was the furthest player forward, but Cornelius shepherded it back to Crepo, who'd come out of his goal to clear. Here's Miller to the left of the Argentinian penalty area. Challenge is flying in from Argentina. They've left a Canadian player in a heap on the floor. Referees wave play on, and they have it on this right hand side. Tackle from Cornelius puts it out for a throw. Canadian player still writhing on the floor. Jesse Marsh has got his arm out as if to say, are you going to do anything about that? It's Alphonso Davies who's on the ground, the captain of Canada. It's actually a good challenge. Player gets the ball. I'm not saying that Davies isn't hurt. He may well have fallen awkwardly. He's really in some discomfort here. Here's Alphonso Davies. This would be a shame for him. His 52nd cap. 135 appearances for Bayern Munich since 2019. He was born in Ghana to Liberian parents who were refugees. Relocated to Canada when he was 5. Became a Canadian citizen in 2017. He's the first football player and first Canadian to become an ambassador for the United Nations Refugees Agency, which, having been a refugee himself, is quite something. He's apparently a fan of the Edmonton Oilers National Hockey League side. And he's still down, receiving attention. His side will need him to carry on if he can, because this semi-final is running away from them. Argentina 2-0 up. Goal from Julian Alvarez midway through the first half, and then Lionel Messi adding to the advantage in the second after more good work by Rodrigo de Paul, and a half clearance from Kone fell to Messi, fell to Enzo Fernandez, and his shot was flicked in by Messi on its way to goal. Well, Alphonso Davies is on his feet, but he's moving very gingerly indeed towards the sideline, so it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't able to continue. Maybe they'll give him a moment to work out if he can come back on the field. He seems to have rejoined for now. Montiel waits to take a throw. Midway inside the Canadian half on the Argentinian right. He's thrown it back to Romero. And it's played out to the far side. Argentina have the ball at the back, just knocking the ball around quite nonchalantly. De Paul gets another touch. That's not one of his better passes tonight. Didn't find its intended target. Davis has gone down again. I don't think he's going to be able to continue here. He appears to be undoing his boots now and signalling that this is going to be the end of his night. Jesse Marsh in conversation with his backroom staff. This is sad for Davis, who's led his team well in this tournament. It was a tackle from Montiel, which, to be fair to the Argentinian, was a perfectly good tackle. He took the ball. Strong challenge, but he took the ball. But Davis clearly is not in a state to continue here, and he's going to have to be replaced. The Argentinian songs are in full voice now. Officially, we're over halfway through this second half. There will be some added on time for incidents such as this, but it looks a forlorn task now for Canada, who've graced this tournament really well. As I said at the top of the show, Jesse Marsh only took this team over in May, and he's outlasted all the other CONCACAF sides to take his team to the semi-final. We've got a Mexican wave going on in the stadium. It's a long time since I've seen one of those. I thought that was a done thing, but it appears to have been revived here now. Well, Gonzalo Montiel is also going to come off, and he's going to be replaced by the man he replaced in this 11, Nahuel Molina, who's going to come on for the last part of this match. So he gets on for his 42nd cap, the Atletico Madrid man. His only goal so far for Argentina was in a 2022 World Cup quarter-final win over the Netherlands. Well, Alphonso Davies still hasn't left the field. He's now standing up on the halfway line. Well, I mean, he received one lot of treatment and went down again. I wouldn't have thought it was in his best interest to try and stay on this field, and he's going to come off. He's going to be replaced by Jonathan Osorio, who again played in the last match, so there'll be a little bit of a rejig here, I would think. Osorio usually a central midfield player, so we'll have to see how they reorganise. But those changes have taken any flow there was in the game back out of it, which might be just as well for Canada, because it looked to me as if Argentina were threatening a third. Well, they've made another substitution as well, because Matthew Chouinier has also come on. I'm not entirely sure who for, but we'll try and clarify that for you. Here's Ali Ahmed, back to Cornelius, who seems to have gone to the left back position, and maybe Chouinier has come on in the back line. There's Miller to Kone, and now to Cornelius, short of the halfway line. He plays it over that halfway line to Osorio, who gets his first touch. And now here's Chouinier. It's down the left touch line. Ahmed tried to smuggle it further up the line. It's Eustachio who came off for Chouinier. So Soignier is on for the remainder of this game. Referees awarded a free kick. In the meantime, Larin is penalised. It's Rodrigo de Paul that's down for the second time in the half. Well, Christian Romero put in a tackle on Kyle Larin just before that looked a bit dicey to me. De Paul was bundled over by Soignier. Well, VAR looked at the incident with Larin. They didn't do anything about it. I think it was probably just outside the box, so they probably couldn't rule on it, because if it had been inside, they'd have looked at it to see if it was a penalty. But as it was outside the box, they couldn't do that. Here come Argentina down the right-hand side. Here's Di Maria. He's got past one, got inside another, played it back to Messi. Messi tried to feed it back to Di Maria, but got too much on it. It's gone through to Crepo. Crepo rolls it out. And Canada start again with Bombito. They just don't look like they've got the firepower anymore to worry the Argentinians. They had some pace up front early on and got a couple of counter-attacks going early in the game. They haven't mustered much threat on Martinez's goal. It's back with Martinez's opposite number, Crepo. And he's played a short pass to Soignier. Soignier to Bombito on the halfway line. Plays it out to the far touchline, and Miller runs in field. Plays a short pass. And Soignier will push it forwards. He was looking for Wensei. Will it come for Miller? Miller on the edge of the box. He's crowded out. There's too many Argentinians around the ball. And they clear all the way through to Crepo. And Canada have to start again. Argentina now just concentrating on closing down the spaces, putting men behind the ball, and saying to Canada, can you play through us? Indications are not so. Kone played a ball into the penalty area. Again, it's hooked away by Argentina. Back into Canadian possession. Miller on the far side. Plays it into the right of the area. Johnston back to Miller to the right of the box. He retreats further. Here's Kone, central position, 35 yards from goal. He found Osorio. Kone once more. Kone tried to lay a ball through for Ali Ahmed. Argentinian player went to ground. Referee said there was a push on Di Maria, and he's given a free kick. Jesse Marsh, well, I don't know whether he was applauding the effort of his side or sarcastically applauding the referee there, but either way, it's a free kick to Argentina. And we have just 14 minutes left here in the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Well, it was a foul. Ali did push Di Maria in the back. Di Maria's done well to last that long in the game, really. Quite a veteran these days at 36. His 144th cap tonight. 31 goals. Now with Benfica. He's played in the top division of 5 leagues around Europe. Angel Di Maria used to help his parents in their work in the coal yard. When he signed for Benfica, he told his father not to work anymore, and he bought his parents and sisters a house. Julian Alvarez is coming off, and Di Maria is taking his leave, so he isn't going to see the game out. We've got Palacios and Gonzalez both coming on to the field, and Lautaro Martinez has also come on. Di Maria waves to the crowd. He'll be hoping he gets another run in the final. So Alvarez, Di Maria and McAllister all off. Lautaro Martinez, Nicolas Gonzalez and Ezequiel Palacios are all on. So lots of changes. That's disrupted the pattern of the game, really. Well, De Paul was brought to the ground, and now a player has kicked the ball in his back. And that's incensed some players and caused a ruckus. The referees produced the yellow card. I think Kone was the offender. But yeah, tempers are boiling a little here. Well, everyone would do well to calm down, because particularly if you're Argentinian, you do well to calm down, because you don't want to get a red card and miss the final, which it looks as if you're heading for. Well, De Paul went down from a push and Kone's kicked the ball in his back. I think Rodrigo De Paul made a 3-course meal out of it, but it was a stupid thing to do. It really was. Jesse Marsh laughs, but I don't think you can condone that. That's ridiculous. It was a ridiculous thing to do. And Kone's in the book. With just over 10 minutes of normal time to play. So we have a free kick midway inside the Argentinian half. Here is Rodrigo De Paul, who's certainly my man of the match as things stand. Well, there was an attempted clearance there. Referee's blown his whistle. He's going across towards the sideline. He wants a word with somebody. He seems to be saying he's going to have a drop ball. Not quite sure what happened there. But it's a drop ball anyway, which has been given to Argentina. It's Enzo Fernandez hooking the ball forward. Miller jumps for it, but it breaks for Argentina, who now have it in their left back position with Otamendi. It's flipped forward. That's going to be offside, surely. Yeah, the offside flag's gone up. It's gone up against Gonzalez, who was trying to raid down the left. Here's Bombito. Back to Crepo. Crepo to his left to Derek Cornelius, and Cornelius' ball forward is a tired one. It goes out over the near touchline. The Argentinian right for a throw. A throw to be taken by Molina. So Molina to throw in. Ball in the centre of the field. There's Kyle Larin. Ali Ahmed on this left-hand side, playing the ball in field. Back to Kone, centre field, midway inside the Argentinian half. He finds Sueñe. Sueñe to Miller on the far touchline, midway inside the Argentina half. Kone now to the left of the centre circle. Short pass forward. And this is a good move from Canada. They've got it on the left to the left of the area with Ali Ahmed. He's faced by two though. And Romero has bullied him off the ball. And Argentina have cleared their lines. Bombito on the halfway line. Cornelius all the way back to his goalkeeper. So that 1 minute they were in the Argentinian right back area, and the next minute they were right back in their own half. Were Canada, as this game threatens to end as the first game did, the first game of the tournament. That Argentina won 2-0, they're 2-0 up again, and really they're in cruise control now. Martinez kicks the ball over the halfway line. Cornelius fields it for Canada on this near side, their left. Gets the ball to Bombito and gets it back again. It's all the way back with Crepo. Crepo to Kone. Stabbed pass forward. Kyle Larin headed it down in front of himself and kept possession for Canada, but they're not really going anywhere, and Argentina don't sense that they're under any sort of threat. Here's Osorio into the centre circle. Osorio can get another touch out to Ali Ahmed on this near side, the left, midway inside the half. He switches it right. Alistair Johnston, he's got a man outside him, but he can't find him. And Argentina can break again to come forward once more. And they do so with that move breaks down. Here's Sueñe on this left hand side. Short pass inside, gets the ball back again. Just stands on the ball. Doesn't appear to be any great urgency from Canada, even though they're 6 minutes from going out in this semi-final. Maybe they've accepted their fate. Here's Miller. That's a good pass though. And they've worked the ball into the penalty area. It's back to Miller on the left edge. He's lofted it towards the far post. Larin goes down under challenge. The ball goes over the dead ball line. Martinez helped shepherd the ball out. Martinez has now gone down to the left of the posts after seeing that ball out. I think the knee of Larin may have caught him in the sort of solar plexus area, and he fell quite heavily onto the Canadian as well, so he's probably winded, I would imagine. Manchester United fans would have been holding their breath there for a minute, thinking please don't get him injured again. We need him for the start of the season. Emi Martinez clears over the halfway line. There's a competition in the air for the ball, which Cornelius wins. Ali Ahmed, he's in his own left back area though. It's a good ball though to Sueñe, and he's brought down from behind to give Canada a free kick just short of the halfway line. It's played short to Jonathan Osorio. And now Kone in the centre circle stands on the ball, plays it to his right to Sueñe. Only his fourth cap tonight, the man from CF Montreal. He's on the ball again, midway inside the half. Plays it up towards the left edge, but the ball from Larin is a poor one, and Ali Ahmed can't get onto it. Rodrigo de Paul getting another touch of the ball. And Argentina just have it in their back line. Sandro Martinez, who appears to have gone to left back since Otamendi came on, to allow Otamendi to play alongside Romero. Rodrigo de Paul has played it back, and it's hooked sideways by Argentina. They've given the ball away. Well, that's a wild shot, really wild shot from Miller. I think he saw glory there, but the shot wasn't glorious. It's behind for a goal kick. The clock ticks down. Argentina are heading for another major final, and really they're heading for one without a great deal of fuss. They've done what they needed to do. Lionel Scaloni will be able to prepare for either Uruguay or Colombia, who play in the second semi-final tomorrow. We'll be able to hear that here on Flash Score. Final on Sunday night in America. Monday morning here in the UK. 1 o'clock Monday morning for kick-off time. Otamendi, that's not the best of passes from him. The Canadian is fouled and brought to ground. Referee plays the advantage because Ali Ahmed has the ball. Tricked his way past one, but couldn't get past Rodrigo de Paul, who ran the ball clear. Canada regain possession though. Kone loses it. Argentina have it once more. It's really scrappy now. There are some pretty dangerous tackles going in as well. Strong challenges. Someone could end up in trouble here if they're not careful. And another Argentinian player is brought down from behind. It's Messi. And that's going to lead to another booking for one of the Canadian players. Well, I don't understand that. There's an Argentinian player waving an imaginary card in the referee's face, and he's already brandished a yellow card. Maybe they thought it should be a red one, but I hate players doing that. Don't referee the game for the referee. Get on and play it. He's refereeing the game. You do your job, let him do his. If he does it badly, that's not your problem. Well, I think he's been booked for that as well. Nahuel Molina, and rightly so. Any player waving an imaginary card in the referee's face should be booked. We're back underway again after all that. And Argentina have given the ball away. Here's a chance. Good save by the legs of Martinez. That was Osorio. That was just sloppy play from Argentina. They lost concentration in that last stoppage. And Larin latched onto it, turned it to his left. It might actually be Oluwaseyi that got the shot in. I thought it was Osorio, but it was blocked by the legs of Martinez, who lay on the ground and saluted his own save. He is quite eccentric. He's the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Well, the ball's been cleared long into the Canadian left-back area. Ali Ahmed plays it forward. Jonathan Osorio got a touch. Here's Kone running through the centre of the pitch, crossing the halfway line, looking ahead of him, swings it to the left, and Ali Ahmed gets past his man, plays it to the left of the area. Osorio across the pitch, and it's headed wide. Oh my word, that's a massive chance. That is a huge chance for Tane Oluwaseyi, and he's headed it wide. Well, two of their best chances of the game have come in the last minute for Canada. 4 minutes of stoppage time is signalled. Well, one of those goes in and you end up with a very interesting last few minutes. But Oluwaseyi's had two chances and they've both gone a begging. He was almost on the penalty spot when that cross came in, and he's guided it just wide of the far post. Martinez was nowhere for that. He wouldn't have been anywhere near it had it been on target. Rodrigo de Paul, meanwhile, at the other end, runs it up the pitch, wins a throw. Well, goodness me. Goodness me. Molina to take the throw. I think Rodrigo de Paul's out on his feet, and he has every right to be so, because he's been absolutely brilliant in this game. Molina still holding on to the ball, throws it in. Messi sends it back to him, nearly hits him in the face. Got far too much on that, did Messi. What do you know? Rodrigo de Paul has swept up the loose ball, now has it on the right hand side. His pass in field doesn't come off for once. He's sprinting onto the ball to keep it in on the byline. There's no flag. Well, there is now. Flag's gone up against him for offside. Wry smile from him. There was we're seeing an earlier foul on Messi. I'm not quite sure what we're seeing that for. We've got 2 minutes of stoppage time to play at the end of the game. Argentina cruising into the final. Canada can go home with their heads held high. They've done marvellously well to reach the semi-final. But really, they haven't created chances until too late. Here's Osorio venturing in field. Well, Miller left it for Johnston, who's 35 yards out, level with the right edge. Finds Miller on the right hand side. Miller drifts the ball into the box, too far ahead of everyone, and over the dead ball line for a goal kick. The Argentinian fans are in full cry now. They know this is won. They'll be making their way to the final. It's a warm night in East Rutherford, which is just as well, because we've just seen a somewhat rotund Argentinian gentleman with no shirt on at all. But he won't be cold. Looking at some of the shirts of the players, they're absolutely drenched in sweat. Here is Martinez. He's going to take a goal kick long. He does so right-footed over the halfway line. Bombito jumps and wins it. But Argentina pick it up in their own half. And they try and run the ball down the left-hand side. They've given it away to Johnston. Johnston finds Cornelius. Cornelius to Osorio, still in the Canadian half. Johnston hooks the ball forward, far too long. Martinez comes out and makes a breakfast of falling on the ball, killing a few seconds. He doesn't really need to do that because the game is up. And I think the referee's whistle has gone. It has indeed. Argentina are heading to the final of the Copa America. Martinez bows to the ground. Julian Alvarez started it all off with his finish after 22 minutes through the legs of Maxime Crepeau after a beautiful ball from Rodrigo de Paul. And that's how it stayed until the midway point of the second half, when de Paul got to the byline, pulled the ball back, and an attempted clearance from Kone fell to Enzo Fernandez on the edge of the box, and his shot was deflected in by a deft touch from Lionel Messi. His first goal of the tournament and his 109th goal for Argentina in his 186th international. That was more than enough. There were a couple of late chances for Canadian substitute Tani Oluwaseyi, one saved by Emi Martinez and the other headed wide of the far post, but by then we were in stoppage time. So far from disgrace, the Canadians, but they will head for home, heads held high as the leading CONCACAF side in the tournament. Argentina will head for the final to take on Uruguay or Colombia. Will it be a third major tournament win in a row? We'll find out on Sunday. But for now, it's finished at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Argentina 2, Canada 0. Thanks for enjoying it with us. See you again soon.